Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to show you a new stock market portfolio. And this new stock market portfolio is a member of my family that has really got into the stock market within the last kind of month, and it's a portfolio that I'm helping them build up. And I thought, as well as helping them build it up, I thought it'd be really cool if I show you guys as well, because it's a new portfolio and there's so many different factors to take in, like buying when the stock market's at all-time highs, how I suggest that we set this up, and how we average into companies. So I thought this would be really good to show you guys as well, and help you if you're trying to get in the stock market, and how to build up a portfolio from pretty much scratch. So I thought that'd be really good. You know, the advantage of being in the stock market for so long now is that you don't necessarily need to buy at all-time highs. You know, especially when you've been through just recently a crash as well, you know, you have some great averages. But if you want to get in the stock market, it's always daunting, because you're like, oh, but I want to buy that company, but it's really high up. So I thought this would be a really good one to show you guys, and how this person is building up this portfolio. It was a video that I was thinking about just doing on the Patreon, but then I thought, you know what, I've talked about a lot of how to set up a portfolio on Patreon, that I thought this could be really useful. So I thought, you know what, let's stick it on the main channel. So hopefully the views and the likes do okay. And just going a little bit off topic as well, I actually had a first lockdown haircut, so hopefully it looks okay. It's like the one thing that I always forget to do. Like, I hear the rumours of the lockdown. I did it last time. I heard the rumours of like the lockdown coming, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do this. And I always forget to go get a haircut, and then like 2 weeks into lockdown, I'm like, oh, I need to go get a haircut, but nothing's going to be open for like the next 8 weeks. So yeah, I mean, hopefully everything's on that front as well. But yeah, back onto the topic about stocks. Yeah, we'll talk about this new portfolio that my family members set up, and I'll talk about some of the aims that we set up before going into how this portfolio is doing. Now, the portfolio is doing absolutely fantastic. Within only being a portfolio for like the last month, this portfolio is already up 20%, which is great. Well, it's on free trade, and free trade say it's up 20%. I don't know if it's correct, but that's what they say. But yeah, it's still pretty good gains for a month anyway. So I'll show you how I built this up, and where I bought positions, or where I suggested positions were bought. The aim of this portfolio was long term, and 2 to 5 years. So obviously you guys know, but sometimes, you know, new people come on the channel, they don't realise that I'm a long term investor, and I invest for 2 to 5 years. So that's the target here. The next target is, because my family member is new to the stock market, the main aim is to build confidence. So I don't want to be buying, 10 penny stocks and 10 SPAC stocks, and there you go, because there's a good chance they're going to lose a lot of money. So as a confidence builder, I want to make sure that I'm buying companies that they know are very easy to get grips of, and also companies that aren't going to be, going down 20% the next day. I want some of these companies to be nice and steady, not have many dips, but also have a little bit of growth in there. So I wanted to make sure these companies are very well-known companies, and also very stable companies as well. So that was something. To build confidence, what we did is we started off with £5,000 in this portfolio. So I'll show you how this first £5,000 was invested into the portfolio and everything like that. And the aim of the portfolio is to get 20% return every year. Now, that doesn't have to be 20% exactly every year, because sometimes if the stock market does better than that, you would hopefully outperform the market and get 30-40%. Same as if the stock market went down 10% a year, then obviously that makes it tricky to get 20% gains when the stock market's going down. If we get probably like 15-10%, that might be pretty good. So yeah, just on an average over the next 5 years, 20% is always a great aim to go for. But hey, sometimes you can easily outperform that if you do really well. I mean, on my portfolio, last year was over 100% gain, so you can outperform it. So yeah, when we were sitting down and talking through everything, these were the main targets that we put in place to try and get to this. So hopefully you found it useful. If you could, smash the like button. If you do want to join Patreon, where I talk about a few more things like this that are a little bit more like information wise, then the link's in the description. And this portfolio is set up on free trade, so if you want to join that, there's a link in there, and if you join through there, you also get a free share. And same if you want to join and start a portfolio like this on Trading 212, there's a link in the description, and you also get a free share. But yeah, now that I've gone through like the targets that we set up with my family member that owns this portfolio, I'll take you through the breakdown of every position and the investments that are made. I was just going to record it with me, well, I already just started, but I was going to record it with just me and showing screenshots, but I thought, hey, you know what, we might be on these screenshots for a few minutes and you guys might get bored of that. So I thought I'd just stick my face on in the corner and hopefully that makes it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, we'll get stuck into this. So first of all, this is a screenshot showing that this portfolio was started on the 29th of December. So like I say, we're under a month of this portfolio being created. We can see here that it says money weighted return of 20%, which is pretty good going, you know, to get that sort of target already within 1 month of investing. And if I go through to the next one, which shows the portfolio, you can see here, so we, like I said at the start, when me and my family members sat down to create this portfolio, because they're new, we want to build up some confidence. We're going to start off with a nice little number, which I'm sure most of you guys probably that start this probably be somewhere around the same amount, I think, maybe. I say that and then there'll be someone like, no, I'm going to start with 100k, but hopefully this is like, you know, a good average amount for, you know, the average Joe that wants to get into the stock market. And just build some confidence up. So we said, right, we'll start off with £5,000 this year and, you know, build it up from there. So this is the tricky part. So obviously at the time, and still pretty much now, you know, we're at all-time highs and you're kind of at that disadvantage where you just missed a major crash, but you still want to get involved. And I always say, like, the thing is you can't then go, right, I'm not going to invest now because I missed the crash. I wait to the next one because that crash might not come for another, you know, 5-10 years and you're just waiting on the sidelines. So we do need to get some money involved into the stock market. So to start with, I gradually over the course of January, I said, right, what we're going to do is we're going to put half of that money into the stock market and get it involved, because if the stock market goes up another, you know, 10, 20, 30% from here, we need to have some involvement in there because we might miss out on a bunch of gains. So we need to get something involved in it. But at the same time, because we're at all-time highs, because it's getting a little bit bubbly, we also think, right, we don't want to put all this money into get it all involved in the stock market and the next, you know, month we have a 10% dip and then we could have bought everything so much cheaper. So there's that kind of thing of like, right, we've got to start off steady and we need to also be wary of the situations that are going on. But at the same time, at some point we do need to get the cash that's involved on the sidelines in here and, you know, creating some wealth. So over a course of every week, I was putting, or my family member was putting in £500 every week to get involved, and then from here the other 500, which will add up to 5,000, will be getting averaged in every month. So yeah, over the course of, you know, February, March, April, May, June, and that should take up the whole allocation from there. So that will give us quite a decent coverage over the next few months, and if there is any little bit dips over the next course of the 6 months, then that will take a massive advantage of that situation. And you can see on the chart where we have had the little extra jumps put in where the allocation has happened, and you can see here £365 gain off £2,865, which is great. So like I said, with this family member, it was, the major thing was building confidence up. So I didn't want to go like crazy stocks, and I also had to have a good amount of stocks. So the number I suggested was we go for eight stocks. I believe it was 8 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stocks. Let me recount. I cannot count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stocks. I should have done that before, you know, be prepared and all that. But yeah, we've got 9 stocks in here, which is a nice and healthy amount for this sort of portfolio. Then we've got some decent money involved in every kind of company, I guess. And with every portfolio, I believe that you should have the larger holdings that are more secure, that you're confident on. And with it being a confidence builder portfolio for this person, I thought, right, let's suggest 3 good core holdings here that hold the portfolio down but have excellent growth. So the 3 core holdings were Alphabet or Google, and that's one of the core holdings, Facebook, which is another core holding, and Amazon, which is another core holding. Now, if you look at them 3 companies, all FANG companies, they will do fantastic over the next few years. So those are 3 great holdings. Now, in my head, if I was to run this portfolio and I was to get involved and I kind of had a little bit more experience and than this person that was starting, then I personally, I might go for a little bit more of companies that have, a little bit, of a higher risk, I would say, but hey, I think those are fantastic free beginner stocks to hold down a portfolio. And then we had some small holdings, which were Huya, which has done fantastic, Tesla, which personally, like I say, is not a company that I would necessarily buy, but because this is kind of a 2 to 5 year, lock it away, don't see what's happening, but in 5 years time, will these stocks be over 100%? I think Tesla will be over 100% in 5 years time. I'm sure most of you guys on here probably agree that. So I think that's a good little mini holding. And then we have Gang, which is up 12%. Now this is probably the most risky play in here, and that's coming from someone that is a massive shareholder in Gang. Obviously I have a lot more than 13 shares in Gang, and I put a lot of trust in this company, and if you ask me, I'm very confident in this, but from someone that's trying to build confidence, this is probably like in a portfolio you can have a little bit of a spec stock, a bit of a risky stock, and I would say Gang's probably that stock in this portfolio. It's by far the smallest market cap on this list, and so that's kind of has a little bit of that risk element to it, but also when you look at Gang, you look at Tesla, Facebook, Amazon, Google, those companies can probably go up 100% in the next 5 years, maybe even more. If we have a very good bull market, they could probably do better than that. But for argument's sake, we'll say that if we're all betting, we'd say them companies will probably at least go up 100%. You look at Gang compared to them companies, and we're talking Gang is a company that potentially compared to the other ones that has that risk is a company that could go up 3, 4, 5x. So that's always good to have that little smaller position in there. Same again with Huya. Up 16%, that's a very similar one, and that's a company that I just totally skipped past and just jumped straight to Teslas. But yeah, I guess Gang and Huya are like a little bit more of the risky ones in here, I guess. So yeah, and then we've got the last 3 positions, which is Beyond Meats, Alibaba, and Tattoo Chef. Now I could argue the case that maybe Beyond Meats and Tattoo Chef were probably not the best 2 companies to have in here because they're both very similar sector. Maybe it would be a better option to just go for one company. However, when you look at these 2 companies, they're probably at very good valuations. They are slightly different, with one's going for a little bit more of corporate deals and one of them's more of a frozen food industry, but both great growth companies and both will do fantastic. And then Alibaba is a great company, in my opinion, that gives some diverse revenue to a different economy, a different country. So yeah, I think that's a good e-commerce play, when you look at the other stocks as well. I think that adds a little bit of a bit more diversity to this portfolio, and I think that makes up a very healthy amount of positions, a very good breakdown of entering and covering the risk of drops, and also a nice breakdown of healthy size positions compared to the whole portfolio value. So hopefully that was useful. It was something that, like I say, I was going to make on Patreon only, but I thought this would be quite useful for a lot of you guys that are maybe new, trying to get into the stock market at all time highs, I guess. And yeah, I thought that as well as helping this family member out, it was a great thing to kind of show you guys this as well. So I've always had it. Can I maybe start a portfolio off from scratch? And I've always been like, I will do, but the problem is I always get distracted in my own portfolio and putting money in there that I never can kind of put anything to the side to kind of do and show you. But I thought this just tied really nicely with helping a family member start off their first portfolio, and then show you guys this first portfolio as well that they're building, and I'm helping them build. So yeah, like I say, hopefully this was useful information for you guys. Seeing some like numbers, shares, breakdown, and everything like that, and obviously, it shows you that if you're still, on the sidelines, that you can still get in there and still make some decent money as long as you're a little bit cautious. And you guys let me know if this is something like, I don't think it'll be a series that we run, every month like my portfolio review. But if you want to see how this new portfolio develops, maybe over a course of every 3 months, 6 months, maybe a yearly update, maybe that's something that you guys might want to see. If it's something you'd like to see this beginner portfolio build up, then maybe we could do that. But let me know. So if you could, smash the like button. Like I say, if you want to get started investing, there's a link to a free trade account and trading 212 account. Get a free share if you join through those links, and hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video.